Hello, I am back from my great slumber with more Elements Divided news. I know I am a bit tardy to the party, but I thought I would join in before the next big update launches, which will be bringing 2 new ultimates for every element and some more quality of life stuff along with it. Let's take a look at the ultimates. The first one up is Lava Eruption. This ultimate creates a pillar of spewing lava that leaves behind lava puddles that are bigger than normal lava puddles. I like how this one looks, but it isn't very practical other than maybe contesting zone. But even then, the safest spot to be during it is inside of it. A trick you can do with it is to cast it on walls or at different angles, which will change its direction similar to Fire Pillar. I like casting it upside down a lot because it looks cool. Another trick you can do is to use it while inside of an enclosed space so the lava piles up more, or to cover the top. Keep in mind that the higher up you cast it, the more spread out the lava will be. This one is super fun to use, but like I said, it isn't very practical. Next one up is Metal Blade Rain, which summons metal swords from the sky. It's kind of like a reverse Fire Pillar. And similarly to Lava Eruption and Fire Pillar, you can use it in different angles to change how it casts. One thing to note is if you want to try to summon it upside down, you have to do it from an angle, because if you just try to do it normally, like underneath, it will just summon it normally. Next one up is Blood Flamethrower, which is kind of similar to Blood Laser, but still isn't very good. It could be used like a closer range Water Torrent, but I still think Water Torrent is better because it has a lot more range. Next one up is Leaf Tornado, which I think is really awesome. This one has special properties where it slightly homes, and if it hits a player, it launches them upwards, which is really cool. I forgot to mention that it also slightly pulls in enemies, which is really cool. Next one up is Fire Rain, which is another favorite of mine. That creates a big circle around you, and anyone caught inside the circle just gets lit up by fire arrows that just fall from the sky. Another issue with this ultimate though is, like the other ones, isn't very practical. Enemies can just walk and avoid your arrows, as you can see here with these bots. Up next is Explosive Nova, which reminds me of an atom bomb. This one isn't anything special either, but it has a unique property of going through objects like Earth Wall or a meteor. Next is my favorite one out of all of them, Spirit Orb. Spirit Orb just summons a giant spirit nuke that you can throw at enemies, and it does crazy damage. Something that I think is really cool that you can't really do with other ultimates is you can let it go early, or you can instead charge it to increase its power. If you charge it all the way, it does crazy damage and it has a giant blast, or you can slightly charge it just for a quick little bomb. Another thing I like about this one is how instead of like other air ultimates, it casts at your normal body instead of your spirit form, which means you can aim it from anywhere using your spirit. One thing I found was that it breaks on impact of where your cursor is pointing. So if you can get it right, you can have your bomb bounce off of objects, or just even get stuck on them. Now our last one is Storm Prison, which I think looks really cool, but also again isn't very practical like the others. But it has the unique effect of giving enemies frostbite, which slows them. What do you guys think for the ultimates? I personally really like ones that you can use while moving around instead of just them being one and done. A lot of these ultimates are just like very big area control moves, which is super useful during Final Zone. I think a lot of them can still use some love and work, but I'm very excited to see everyone use them in game.